Hello everyone, welcome to our Redcon Talk Show presented by Click Recruiters. Today we have Mr. Suman Anjoy with us. Mr. Suman Anjoy is a philanthropist and keenly interested in luxury retail, new technologies. He is founder and director of an innovative social entrepreneurship project, AmazingYou.com, headquartered at Kolkata. He is also working as a business partner of a leading recruitment house, which has experience of 12 plus years with 200 plus clients. He is also working on two innovative startup projects, Omnichannel IACLE Retail and Digital Coffee India, Customer Experience Tech. So welcome, Mr. Suman Anjoy. We are pleased to have you with us today.
Very good afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. And we would like to know more about your professional and personal journey so far.
Okay. Personally, I belong from a Hindu cultural family. Dad being in defense, so the discipline is into the reins of the family. I had a kid sister, and mom left us very early when she was only 39 years old. And born and brought up in Kolkata, then spent some time in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. And after completing my schooling, did my graduation in optometry. And after that, rest is a history. Last 15 years, I was into luxury retail, EyeWear retail to be specific, being the part of a expansion journey of around 300 plus stores in entire Southeast Asia. And from childhood only, I was very passionate about three traits, that is philanthropy, like first, and because I don't know why, but I am very, very attached with the child labor kind of an thing from the childhood only. It shook me from the childhood days. Then I took this decision to come into the philanthropy sector after completing my corporate tenure of 15 years into the P&L leadership roles in multiple corporates. And then what I learned in the last 15 years is that the entire retail industry is more or less in India. It is like to be more product centric. And so I thought, why don't I, contribute my experience to make it more of a customer centric from a product centric side.
That's really a nice thought, yeah.
So the thing is like what I wanted, that actually I want some, my experience to provide to the industry, which I have gathered last 15 years, that the customers, should be moving to the retail for the purchase, informed. And which is actually, I don't know the COVID was planned or not because of my startup, but it helped us actually in a way that actually it started the customer interaction virtually. The digitization came into place. And in the luxury retail sector also, people are growing up like this. So that's about me personally and professionally. And so we can, go ahead today with a nice talk.
Okay. So you have seen a lot of things throughout your career.
Yes.
That's amazing. So I just need to understand, because COVID has impacted every business, especially the retail segment.
Correct.
So how you have evolved during these challenging times?
See, if I say that actually, no, COVID has not impacted us, it will be not true. COVID has impacted each and everybody mentally, obviously, financially, emotionally, in all aspects. And it has impacted our business also, to be true. Because for any startup or any retail, main thing is a physical contact, physical touch. And it has stopped all kind of a physical touch, possible physical touches. So what I see and what I have, told our team members during these tough times, that I wanted to convey to the audience also today. Look, everywhere there are actually, I think there are two aspects. One is the fear aspect, that is a COVID fear aspect. And the other aspect is a growth mindset aspect. So, so it is not true that actually world has not ever faced, this kind of a scenario. We have faced World War, we have faced many other pandemics, we have faced floods, we have faced many earthquakes and many other wars we have faced. And it is the human being's resilience gifted by God that whatever may it comes, we again come back and we strike back with full power. So to my team, like, yes, it has impacted heavily. The COVID has impacted but there are other two aspects to the industry altogether. First aspect is like you have to understand that how the retail industry in India is based about. That there are two sets of retailers. One set of retailers having the associations with abroad, and like the retail houses have got designer brands, you know, from abroad association, and the European countries they manufacture and they again retail in India. And the other set of is the Indian manufacturing, and they is a like kirana and a small setup kind of a retail, unorganized retail sector. So the retailers who are who have believed into technology, people, processes, and technology, and people who have moved last 2 years after GST reform and the demonetization reforms into the digitization and into the omni-channel, they have not seen so much impact, to be, you know, frankly speaking, because they were prepared. And thanks to Swiggy, Flipkart, and Uber, like into the India, and which has
Yeah.
also, you know, initiated the retail user experience in a different way altogether. So, and the other set of, basically retailers, I would say they hate innovation, and they think that it is 1940s and 1960, and no need of innovation. Innovation is not required. They are hit like anything. They are totally devastated. And those retailers, you will see their only strategy is like, you know, cutting the manpower and closing the stores. But on the other side, you must have seen that multiple e-commerce and multiple retail players are growing. Their bottom line is growing. It is all about what I have gathered experience. It is all about product. It is all about timing of the technology you use, and it is all about the, you know, the innovation you believe in. Because if you
Yeah.
don't believe in innovation, then you are not moving forward. So definitely
Yes.
COVID, like COVID, tomorrow, next year, there will be another something. Next to next year, there'll be others. Other than that, something can happen. But the businesses should be more resilient, that I feel. And the businesses should be tech ready, the more, ready for the consumer. So that retail is all about, I think, it is about the customers and the consumers. So more,
Yes.
and if you are a retailer who believe into the user friendly or a customer friendly retailing, then I think innovation is the only, you know, point which you have to do.
Completely
So
agree.
so that is a thing. So we have we have also evolved, and like we thank God we are into e-commerce only, and basically we are into digitally only. And we believe that yes, you may ask that actually into the digitally also the touch and feel experience cannot be given, but it is not true, which I will tell you into the next few minutes.
Yeah. So I think rightly said, because innovation is something that will definitely create more opportunities for the retailers. And because due to this pandemic, everything is going virtual, everything is going online. So I think rest of the retailers have also think of this way, and they should start something with the online format. So as you rightly mentioned about all these things, so I just need to understand the future retailing, how it will look like.
Okay. See, the future retail, like, you know, what I have, our both startups, that is the iStore and the Digital Coffee India, I would say about that. So after spending into the retail floor and for 15 years into the operations and the leadership roles, what I have seen that till today, entire industry, if you ask and go meet any CEO, any MD, any owner, their only problem is new customer generation. Okay, they will only talk about that the footfalls is less. We have been impacted by COVID, we have impacted by GST, we have impacted by demonetization, so footfall is less, and that's why the business is not coming. So I thought that how, like, basically to, why not to use my experience to make a product which will help the industry, retail industry, about new customer generation, about the new footfall generation, and about a user-friendly UX and the CX, customer experience generation. So the industry has really evolved, and it has to evolve if it has not started it. So I will give you an example, like how the industry should have, followed the examples which is already there with us.
Yeah.
Suppose if you can recall 2 years back when Patanjali group came into the practice, that time, everywhere in the home, there is like, it is 2 minutes Maggie was there. And
Yes.
suddenly out in a blue moon, the Maggie was out of the market because of the negative publicity, and because of the, suddenly everybody is green conscious and health conscious, and the product was recalled by the Ministry of Health, and the Maggie was banned actually, and there was the entirely Nestle company. And how Nestle, it has done, Nestle was also, over depending on Maggie, and it was not doing innovations, and it was because they were the market leaders for ages. So they
Yeah.
think that actually we are the market leaders and there is no need of innovation. So they were just sitting and enjoying the bottom line and the profitability and the volume market share of the Maggie. But thanks to this, challenge or a crisis, Nestle company has invested into the R&D, and like they started innovation. And after that, you have seen that how strongly Maggie came back, and emotionally also it has a role. And it has also inspired by the Amul story of the retailing. And
Yeah.
also it also opened new certain products like Serigro for the kids segment, and other, it has come with the multiple innovative products. So it again helped Nestle company to regain the share and the confidence of the people. And now you see that no home can, think without a Maggie again. So what a crisis teaches us: two things. If you have to, you have to be very, very you should be having that foresight that crisis can happen anytime with you. So what are your resilient practices, what are your standard operating processes, what are your tech savvy innovations, which if the crisis happen, you can, use it. So these are the things basically, it really gives an, this example really motivates all the retailers, and also like how innovation is very useful for the industry. Secondly, the most important thing which I see that actually, yes, the digitization, see, if you are a very young entrepreneur and a young startup and a fresh startup, and you have, done, you are into learning, into management learning about the new technologies and everything like that, these term of digital marketing, digitization will not scare you. Okay, and till today, I am so much sad and afraid that actually people think it is so much of cost to go online, to invest into online technology, online marketing. And they only think that actually, yes, our brand is 130 years old, 100 years old, and like we can survive next 130 years. It is not true. Like in our industry also, there are a lot of examples like that, which I will, brief you into the upcoming segment.
Okay. As you mentioned everything about Nestle, and we have seen that they have like they really evolved and they have regained their market shares. And if as you mentioned about the Serigro, I also using that products, and every house is using the Nestle products now. So that's really nice. And I just need to understand more about your latest startup projects. Like you mentioned, the Omnichannel eyewear concept. So can you tell us more about it, and what are the scopes you see in the future for that?
See, basically, our project is very unique in the sense of like what we are doing. We are creating again the solutions for the customers to make it more user friendly. And as the word omnichannel is itself is a business plan. The thing is like means like you don't have to depend on the weather, you don't have to depend on the crisis, you don't have to depend on the war or anything. The product, if you have a problem of eyesight, if you want to have a new, eyewear try, you can get it anywhere, anytime. So basically, like I was telling you that the main problem which the e-commerce was not very successful. Like the, many companies have come, like Lenskart and other, even everybody has moved to the e-commerce way. Then, why you have to, go to US to find out the answer. That if you see the Warby Parker and the other groups actually, so only few chains are very stubborn, that they have, like we saw in Lenskart time, that Lenskart opened as an online channel. And like basically after that, it has now expanding into offline, because the competition and the pressure from the investors, that they want that money back and the ROI faster. So that's why, and they want to create a brand experience, a user experience, so they are going to the market very live with the physical stores. So but on the other side, there are people like Warby Parker and others. They have not been into physical setups till from the from the opening days.
Yeah.
That is the thing which you need to stick on. If your idea is for the physical retailing, then you concentrate on the physical retailing. If your idea is not, if the product doesn't support physical online retailing, you stick to physical retailing. But once you are saying that we want to make the industry, so the problem which I have seen, that everybody is opening today, first day, second day, third day, optical showroom is coming up, eyewear chain is coming up, that they are only into selling business, or they want to all about bottom line profitability and expansion. There is nothing about customer innovativeness, there is nothing about use of technology, there is nothing about like how to make the life of a consumer easy. So our omni-channel, retail startup will cover up all these three areas, which we feel it is very, very important. And we are not coming into that scope of mind that we are here to make, money. And for our investors are also very, very, tech friendly and innovation friendly. So we are making the product of the future, where like it is already there in Europe and US, but in India, maybe in next 5 years, people will move to robotic, to 3D printing technology, to more of innovations, to more of virtual AI, machine learning. So our product is all about innovation and new technologies. It is not about the, mundane retailing, like, that, what you say in India, that is, sir, you take it, this is, this product is really for you. We are not like that. We will show you the statistics why it should be for you. We will show you the research that why you should go for that product. So it is all about starting from consumer and ending at consumer.
Okay. So starting from the research point till the execution, you are with your customers.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, that's great. So as you mentioned about innovations and growth opportunities, like what are the growth opportunities do you see to increase competitiveness in the luxury eyewear industry?
Yes. The first and the foremost thing, let me just brief you about the eyewear industry as a whole in India. Basically, if you see, there are 3 to 4 things. The first thing is the Indian population is huge. That makes India as a preferred market for everywhere, everybody in the world. They want to come to India with their product. So only thing that this thing, why not the Indian entrepreneurs and the business houses are realizing, they are realizing very, very later that yes, India, there is a market. Yes, obviously there is a market. There is a huge uncorrected refractive errors which are theirs, which need to be, which can, if they are corrected, the preventable blindness can be, corrected, and the blindness can be controlled. To give you some statistics, suppose in total 130 crore Indian population, around 600 to 650 million require eyesight correction. And the available eyesight correction is only 200 million. So there is the biggest opportunity, and like it is all about how you see it. If you see there is an opportunity in COVID time, you will be like Zoom. And if you
Yeah.
don't see like there is an opportunity like in COVID time, you will be like PVR laying off your staffs. Okay, so it is all about the mindset of the, you know, the promoters or the entrepreneur, how you see a crisis. The crisis can be your biggest opportunity. Coming back to the eyewear industry, the eyewear industry like revolution started very late in India, and there is only 70 to 80% still today it is unorganized sector, and the mom and pop shows and like the small and medium you know, businesses, and only 10 to 20% is the organized sector. And if you see that too, also there is a over dominance by few caster, lens caster, frame caster. There's a over dominance, and they dominate the industry. Because why not? They will dominate the industry because they have done the hard work last 20, 30 years of, you know, building the product of eyewear into the India, and that is why they are enjoying now. So the request which I wanted to make from this podium to for everybody, that yes, you know, it is good to come with a new solution or a new product, or good to be ambitious, but you should not be always, you know, thinking about the monetary benefits or the immediate, you know, ROI of any project. You should be, you know, coming with a space that what my product is contributing to the industry's growth or not. If my product is contributing to overall industry's growth, you will be accepted in the larger run. So
Yeah.
coming back to the scope of, I've already told you about the scope. The second thing is a competitiveness, how you can grow into the competitiveness. See, what I see and what I have found is that the first and foremost thing is that, like, which I wanted to tell, is that till today our eyewear industry is dependent on basically few product. There is no manufacturing hub in India. We depend on the Chinese you know, goods and from the outside India goods. So firstly we have to concentrate of the manufacturing hub in India, so that the customers will get some benefit more. Like what you have seen, that before Jio came into the picture, Airtel and Vodafone, the pricing and everything was different, and the customer was not enjoying. And once the Jio came into the picture, which is an Indian company, which when like it came into the picture, so entire pricing strategy, competitiveness, everything changed. So basically it is all about how much Indianize your thinking is, how much like you support the mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and how much you support the, you know, global economy via Indian product. So why don't the Indian opticians think about that? We will not import product, we will export our made product to Europe, USA. So it requires the, again, the technology innovation, the product's bandwidth should be like that. Without that kind of a product bandwidth, I don't think, you know, you will be welcomed all across the globe. So the first thing and the foremost, which again I will, you know, emphasize, that your ideology should be product centric. It should not be product centric, it should be customer centric. That is the first point. Secondly, the new segment or the new businesses, like the healthcare eye hospitals, that there are only two, three eye hospitals in India which are giving eyewear solutions, but it is not organized, like in Center for Sight and like in Agarwal Eye Hospital. But if you go to IQ Eye Hospital, if you go to their premises, even ASG has newly come up into the eye care sector, there is a huge, huge opportunity. So I give you one example. So this is basically the era of collaboration and coexistence, which I feel. Suppose like you should avoid the duplicate costing. You should avoid the duplicate costing, and you should bank on your strength. So I want to give you a very good example. Suppose Dr. Agarwal Eye Hospital brand, it is the, you know, it has got major eye care share into the southern part of the India. Okay, and it is very big name in the southern part of India, and it is a very ambitious eye care project. They want to come to the northern part of India and eastern part and western part of India. But on the other side, if you see Lenskart, okay, Lenskart is very, very, you know, top of the mind with the northern part of the India, eastern part of the India. Okay, but again, Lenskart wants another 1,000 stores to be have opened in the southern part of India and western part of India, where they are not of that strength. So why not like Lenskart think of to collaborate with Dr. Agarwal Eye Hospital, kind of an example, where like, they will, entirely use the, channels of Dr. Agarwal Eye Hospital stores to modify them and to make it the Lenskart standard. So they will automatically come to the southern part of India, okay, without any cost, without double costing. And again, Dr. Agarwal can open a satellite center in Delhi with Lenskart. So the Lenskart patient will also get extra facility of Dr. Agarwal. So these kind of a merger and acquisitions and collaboration is required, because
Yes.
nowadays next 5 years your investors will also like will be little bit choosy to give you the extra funding or not. So it requires some extra kind of, and like why, what do you think why Facebook is collaborating with Jio? What do you think why Airtel is looking for Amazon? What do you think like basically your other players like Flipkart and Walmart? Okay, so these collaboration shows us that these are the times where you cannot do everything alone. So you have to always collaborate and coexist. So
Yeah.
I think eyewear retail has a great future in the coming days. Okay, and it is all about your mindset. Either you accept or the fear mindset, or you evolve as a growth mindset. Thank you.
So we should have a broader vision, then only we can grow. And
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So thank you so much, Suman, for sharing such great insight with us. And we look forward to having a chat with you again on some
Okay.
trending topics in the international retail business. And for our viewers, if you like this interview and want to have more coming from the industry leaders, please like, share, and subscribe to Clickaway Creators YouTube channel. This is Abhishek for iRedCon.